Good morning, everyone, and welcome back. So, guys, we are going to be talking about the problem with the war in Ukraine and all wars in general, I guess. And we're going to be talking about more taxes coming to the United Kingdom. Now, I called this like a couple of nights ago on the live stream when when local councils said they needed to raise taxes above the legal requirement. The first thing I said is, look, I think there's 8 or 7 councils that had announced this. And as soon as I saw that information, I said, right, okay, you're going to see this escalate now. So if you live in the United Kingdom, council taxes are going to be going up. And I don't know who is safe, if anyone. And also the problem with this conflict in Ukraine right now. But right, let's just go straight to the shared screen. And I'll give you guys an update of the situation on the ground in Ukraine. So this is obviously what the ground looked like on the a month and 1 day ago. A month and 1 day ago on the 2nd of the 1st, 2025. Now, when people talk about a peace deal in Ukraine and talk about will there be a ceasefire, there really isn't any hope of a ceasefire. Let me just fast forward and I'll show you this. So each click is a day in linear time, I guess. And look how much ground the Russians are taking, and this is constant. That has been a constant onslaught in this region. The city, I guess it's the town of Valyeka Novosilka's gone. Voldar's gone. Where's the other one? There was one around here we was keeping an eye on. Pokrov's, look how they're coming around this southern flank of Pokrov's. At some point they're going to come north and then west, and then they're going to encircle Pokrov's, and then Pokrov's will fall. Ladies and gentlemen, that is the inevitability of this conflict at the moment. I believe that Putin right now wants to handrail this road and come right up to the Dnipro and take that patch of land. It just makes sense. You need something physical on the ground. So while it's all well and good people talking about ceasefires and peace negotiations, there isn't anything that can be negotiated for on the ground. If you as Vladimir Putin, and you are taking this much ground every day, why would you even enter a peace negotiation? Why would you even enter ceasefire negotiations or even consider it? You wouldn't, because you're taking all this ground every day. So that's the situation in Ukraine. Now, an article has just come out. I think it was yesterday. Zelensky admits 58% of US aid dollars are missing. The US has sent Ukraine more than 177 billion in aid, but Zelensky now admits that Ukraine has only received 75 billion. He doesn't know where over 100 billion went. This is a huge amount of money, ladies and gentlemen. So 100 billion has gone missing from the Ukrainian coffers, from the US aid coffers. Now, as we're heading towards this crescendo when the United States are going to leave the Ukrainian conflict and they're going to say, listen, guys, you Europeans need to pull your big boy pants on and let the Europeans deal with this. The question is, do we think that it's just money from the United States that's vanishing, or do we think that money from the United Kingdom is vanishing as well? So if we consider 58%, that means that 1.6 billion, around about 1.6 billion is vanishing from the United Kingdom's 3 billion a year. So, like, with those statistics, what's happening to our tax money? Now, I'm probably going to put in this article, the problem, as a thumbnail, the problem with war or something. Now, the problem here is with this spending, people are not spending money on things that are going to win the war. People are spending money on things that they can profit from. So people are not developing new weapons, new systems, new tactics. No, they're developing things that they know they can get paid for. So if you go and contrast this with the Second World War, where people were actually, the British RAF, for example, they were developing new systems, new tactics that could actually win the war. Right now, people are just well, they're not even developing. People are producing stuff that they don't really care if it wins any conflict. All they care about is that it makes money. And that's the problem with this, this whole military industrial complex that we have at the moment. And again, we're going to see really soon whether that system of producing stuff in the most expensive fashion, and ladies and gentlemen, it really is the most expensive fashion. If you think how military equipment is made, literally, like, you can't think of a more expensive, wasteful, inefficient way to produce stuff. So that is the one system that we've got. It's got all the bureaucracy, all the workers get their time off, they're all paid well. You've got the best scientists with the most degrees doing little menial welding tasks. Is that better than the Russian way of producing stuff, where they just mass produce all sorts of stuff and anyone can produce it? It is of a lower quality, but it is mass produced. So we're going to find out that pretty soon. So where is all this money going then? Like, where is all the, like we just said, 58% of the money that's being allocated for Ukraine did not end up in Ukraine. So where did it go then? Did like the Mysterons take it? Some sort of alien force come down? The magic crypto fairies have taken it? I would suggest that that Hunter Biden's involvement in Ukraine, Joe Biden's involvement in Ukraine, all these people that went out there and they were shaking hands and they were doing high fives and smiling. Can you remember when Nancy Pelosi when there was all cheering when Zelensky went to Ukraine and they all cheered that they'd passed for another X amount of billions to Ukraine? Kind of makes sense now why they was cheering. Now, I do accept the argument that a lot of this money, so for example, if the United States say, right, we're going to give you 100 billion, for example, that money will then be given back to United States companies to produce stuff to be sent out to Ukraine. But from this article, 58, we've got to take Zelensky, I guess, on face value right now because no counter information has come out. But as far as Zelensky's concerned, 58% of the money he was given from the United States has not turned up. My question is, how much money from the United Kingdom has not turned up? How much money from the European Union has not turned up? And if it's not turning up, where is it going? And if it's just going into the bin, can I have some? Right. Also, I wanted to share this article with you. I'll put this in the description later, down there in the description. Cash-strapped council starts class war after asking residents about guilt tax scheme. So this is which council is it? This is Waverley Council in Surrey. A local council has sent a letter to residents asking for their thoughts on a proposal to introduce a voluntary additional tax scheme. Oh, that sounds interesting. Waverley Council leader Paul Follows. While we're talking about follows, guys, if you guys can click the buttons below, I really appreciate that. Waverley Council leader Paul Follows penned the letter to residents earlier this week, which confirmed efforts were being taken to put more money into projects across the leafy corner of Surrey. So this comes now, guys, as councils are actually asking people if they want to pay more. So who's going to get these letters? Is everyone going to get those letters? Are they just going to send, letters to a select group of people? This is what's on its way, guys. We're going to get more taxes. More taxes are on the way. And as we see, where are we getting? We've got to have more and more money for the new arrivals that we're having come into the United Kingdom. I heard a statistic that people are the government budget £200 a day for those people. So that with that you get food, accommodation, and I think it's food, accommodation, and security. Remember, these hotels that these people are going in, they have to have security. with the war in Ukraine, and as we've read just then, that 58% of the money now, again, I don't know if this is from I don't know if the money goes to Ukraine and they say, hang on a minute, that's British money. All that money goes through, and maybe it's just the American money. I don't know. But what I do know, ladies and gentlemen, is that this war in Ukraine is not going to stop, contrary to what everybody's talking about right now. The war in Ukraine won't stop because there's no way it can stop. Putin's not going to stop until at very minimum, he's up to the River Dnipro. That's just the way it goes. And in the United Kingdom, we are getting taxed and taxed and taxed. I called this last week sometime on the live stream. I think there was 8 councils in the United Kingdom that have put up their council tax above the legal limit. Yeah, they can do that now. I mean, can you pay below the legal limit? I don't know. If like, just imagine this like as a contrast. The local councils are saying that they've got no money because they've not managed their budget right. They've spent too much money. So they're having to put their taxes up. Can you imagine you phoning your local council up and saying, hi, yeah, about your council tax this month. Yeah, I'm not going to be able to pay it. I've spent too much. Yeah, we went out a couple of times, and I had my driveway re-tarmacked. Yeah. No worries. Yeah. Okay, thank you. Bye. Like, it doesn't work. You get sent to prison. But the local councils, it seems that they can just raise their taxes above the legal limit. I don't know. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, this is all leading to the 4th of July when I believe in Cardiff we are going to see civil movements like the likes of you guys have never seen. Anyway, guys, I'm going to leave it there. I'm going to mag to grid and I'll get you guys another video later.